Any
Well, you're on the
concerns that,
target. Go ahead.
I was just saying, any concerns that illustrating those contrasts may be perceived as negative campaigning, and that may backfire later down the road?
You know, if anybody has been the victim of negative campaigning in the last year, I think most Missourians would agree that it would be me. There has been $13 million worth of negative ads run by anonymous sources against me. And if you look at what we've said about Mr. Akin, even his campaign has acknowledged that the website truthaboutakin.com is completely accurate. We are using his words and his positions. He is a pleasant man and he is a sincere man. And I in no way mean this to be any kind of personal attack against Todd Akin. It's just his views would not be pleasant for Missouri families. And he owns those views. He embraces those views and has acknowledged publicly that everything that we are saying in our advertising is exactly correct. It is his positions. And all I'm trying to do is make sure that Missourians understand the differences between my position, which is we should keep the minimum wage, and his position, which is we should abolish the minimum wage. And on all of these issues, we just want to make sure people understand those differences.
And the same feeling on a national level, that the contrast is so stark that the ads, although they may be perceived as negative, are really just pointing out the stark differences between the candidates, even with Paul Ryan now in it?
Well, I think that the negativity is really hard, and I think it wears on people. I know it's wearing on people in Missouri. And it's hard. They use these really ugly, fat pictures of me and bad, dark music, and it's not fun to watch that day after day, month after month. Millions and millions of dollars paid for by Lord only knows who. So our ads will be very factual, very straightforward. We're not going to hunt for any ugly picture of Todd Akin, and we certainly aren't going to rely on dark music and ominous voiceover. We're going to try to be very straightforward and use his own words to make sure Missourians know where he stands on important issues like student loans and abolishing the minimum wage.
I know it's only been 2 weeks since the campaign started. It seems like the tone at times has been, a collegial exchange of ideas as opposed to a food fight. Have you noticed that as well, or do you think it's just a temporary lull before it gets possibly even nastier?
I am really hopeful that this can be a collegial exchange of ideas. We got plenty to talk about in terms of the differences of our ideas. I hope it's not personal. I hope it's not attacks on my family. I certainly am not intending to attack him, his faith, or his family. That's just not necessary. It's just not necessary, and because there's plenty to talk about on the issues. Now, I think Mr. Akin has, in fact, now put up a negative ad, and trying to I think, distort the facts. I think if you compare the two ads that are running right now, one is very factual, very straightforward, and uses his own words. And I think the ad that he has up now is a departure for him from what he did in the primary, where he prided himself on not running negative ads.